Hey, good day, Mike Mata here. Going to show you Uila means lightning in the cloud. If you don't believe it, ask Verizon about that lightning in the cloud. We're not going to pick on them. So what Uila does is it allows you to look at the 5 key performance indicators of your data center, from application performance, network health, CPU health, storage health, and memory health. I want to walk you through just a little piece here, this about how we can look at a few options, and I'm going to start at application analysis. I click application analysis and it kind of shows me here are the dependent services for this particular application, and we can see that from the data center, but you'll notice we show, all of the dependent services, what's talking to what or who's talking to whom, but there's also a topology map here, which we can click on, which even gives you a little more visualization as far as how that's all happening in the production VM environment. I can also look at this via a table and see, in this case, let's just kind of walk through this table. You notice the inner circle here that I'm pointing to, and you notice as I touch that or hover over that, it gives me a health score. The health score is 100%. And again, if I move, you notice that that inner circle points to the health, if you will, of the data center. The next circle moving out is the cluster, and you notice there's a 2. There are 2 clusters. There's a standard cluster and an HA cluster. Move out to the next circle, there are 3 hosts and then 14 VMs inside of that are being hosted. And here are those 14 VMs. If we come over here to the right, this table right here, these are the 14 different VMs. And again, we can get a feel for the health, 100% on all of those, and we can see the application response time. There's some that are a little slower than others, like that one, 181 milliseconds. But again, as I highlight or hover over one, I get more information about that particular VM in this case. Now you notice here in the table there's VM. Again, there's host. There are the 3 different hosts and then cluster. So the standard cluster and the HA cluster. Again, I get my application response time information by cluster. So just a wealth of information as to what's going on. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the network analysis here real quick. This is probably one of my favorites because we can see the host, the switch, the port group, the VM, and then the classifier. And as we look through here, we can kind of see what other effects are being the effect of. In this case, this orange says, there's things that are a little slow, and what is the cause of that? And if I click that and put that there, by clicking it, you'll notice it says there were 54 gig moved, and the network response time 3 milliseconds on average. But you notice what's kind of orange there. It's the virtual packet drops, 620,000 packet drops. No zero windows. Those of us network folks, we kind of know zero windows or flow control. But the packet drops might kind of cause some issues. And you notice if I close that now, you notice then that's affecting certain host, Oracle 11G N2, that specific VM. So a lot of great information from inside of Uila. Again, I can also look at the CPU analysis, and it shows what's going on. Everything is green. We talked about, this is in my production. There's an HA cluster, a standard cluster, and then all of the VMs inside. So we can see all of those and how much there's kind of which ones are eating resources, etc. As if I click and hover, it should come up here. There we go. So there's our Oracle 11G N2 CPU. It shows you the information there. Health score 100%. Application response time a millisecond. The different services that it's hosting: HTTP, SSH, BGP, AppleTalk. I think that is there. And usage percentage, about 9.6%. CPU is pretty minimal, 0.37%. So once again, a lot of great information. If I go back to the dashboard, let's go back up to the top, go to the dashboard, and let's kind of look at, if we go to where things kind of turn ugly, or as we say around Kansas, fugly, right here, if we let it update here, it's going to kind of show us where some problems may exist. Again, I see my application performance is green, all is good. We got some network health issues potentially from the perspective of, you notice the cluster down from 100% to 70, 69 on the specific VM host, and then the specific VMs down on 69. So our health is getting kind of bad, but if we really look to where the red is, it's in a couple of places. We see the memory not doing so well, and then obviously the storage is not doing well at all. So with one click view, I can actually see where the problem lies. And so if someone is complaining at this moment, you know, things are slow, I have a visual of here's where I'm going to go to troubleshoot. You know, it's going to be in my storage. So I can do that a couple of ways. I can either click right here, or I can come back over where we were under the monitor health and go to storage analysis, and we can kind of see what things are being affected. And right here, coming from the physical disk, we're seeing the data store that's got the problems, and then, you know, what hosts it's affecting, and we see the Oracle NG11. It's all red, so that's the one. If I hover over that, click that, should get some info. Here we go. So we can see the I/O flow from the two different data stores, data store 1 and data store 2, the health scores, the read-write latency, how many read-write operations per second. Amazing amount of information. So I encourage you to take a look at Uila and their one-click root cause detective. Thanks for watching. Make it a great day.